Don't want you to be out on your porch to try to see this as it comes in.
Yeah, we have a new tornado warning for Union County, Indiana as well. This is for the cell coming out of Rushville, coming in towards Connorsville. So this is kind of a smaller portion of Union County, but those of you there to the west of Liberty, there's a tornado warning here now until 8:30. This is radar indicated rotation. And Austin, I turned the lightning on down here. That storm definitely has a lot of lightning to work with, and we spoke about that during the 90 minutes of news that we would see some intense lightning. We're seeing a good amount of friction and ice in the clouds there too.
Yeah, big indicator of a lot of ice in the air and the potential for large hail as we go through this evening. And I know as you're getting those push notifications on your phone right now, we have a lot of people starting to join us. So big picture view, Nick, as we broaden things out. Much of the Miami Valley at this point in time is still waiting for the worst to get here, but these storms are just now starting to cross in from Indiana. We have a tornado warning in effect for Mercer County, now a tornado warning clipping portions of Union County, and a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Wayne County as well. And Nick, real quick before we go back into there, let's check in there with our friends in Winchester because it's a tremendous amount of lightning, and I don't like the shape of that storm either.
Yeah, and I also have Zach on the phone with us, too, whenever we want to take him. I'll just hold the phone up. He says the tornado's still on the ground in Mercer County, but we continue to see a lot of lightning here in Winchester and Austin. We look at the Dayton velocity, definitely seeing some rotation. I'll turn the lightning off there for a second, but you can definitely see the rotation. The reds and greens not maybe as very strong as what we're seeing in Mercer County, but still some indications. And Zach, while Austin is here, too, you said you have a tornado on the ground. Where are you right now, and what are you seeing?
I'm currently about half a mile south of 219 in Mercer County, southeast of Macedon. Still a large wedge tornado. I can see debris flying in the air. It's moving directly east down 219 towards Coldwater.
Okay, guys, Coldwater right now. You got to be in your safe space right now. Yeah. And you can see that, Nick, right there, that donut hole-looking shape could be an indication of that strong updraft with that tornado. So, again, potentially for a violent tornado on the ground right now moving towards Coldwater. How long do we still have Zach?
Yeah,
how long has this been on the ground, Zach? Has this hit anything bad yet? Any damage from homes?
I've seen debris lying in the air. It was hard to tell exactly what it was, so I know it did some damage near Macedon. It's probably been on the ground for 10 or so minutes at this point.
Because, Zach, this is a rural part of Mercer County, but as Austin's showing us on Doppler 7 radar, I mean, right down 219 heads east and west right into downtown Coldwater. And again, as the crow flies, I'm thinking you're probably, 8 or 9 miles from Coldwater, possibly.
I'm actually about 4 miles from Coldwater, it looks like. So I've got out ahead of it just a little bit, but it's still definitely still back there in the rain a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And Zach, do you have an estimated width of how wide that might be? I know that's kind of tough to say, but I know when you were with us for the Dark County tornado a little over a month ago, you gave us a good estimate on size. Are you able to give me one at all?
It was probably 3/4 of a mile wide or so.
Okay. So
as it was crossing the road.
Yeah, that's a pretty sizable there. And Austin, I see, I'll toss it back over to you for just a second. They did just turn that tornado.
Yeah, so definitely a confirmed tornado at this point. Coldwater immediately right now, if you can hear us, you've got to be in your tornado safe space. Go ahead and get to an interior-most room on the lowest level of your home. You need to be in a tornado shelter if you're in a mobile home park up that way. Basically, underground is the best place that you can be in this scenario, but as many walls between yourself and outside as possible. As you're going to your tornado safe space, if you have a bicycle helmet, put that on your head. That'll give you an extra layer of protection. And you also want to wear hard-soled shoes like boots. If you do have to leave your home after a tornado has struck, tornado debris fields are full of sharp objects and just dangerous stuff that you don't want to step on. So hard-soled shoes, very, very important as you get into your tornado-safe space.
Austin, real quick, you can see the Salina camera right there, and again, it's getting harder and harder to see. Salina, as the crow flies, about 7 miles from Coldwater. So as this tornado continues to head due east, right down 219, getting closer and closer to Coldwater. Zach, please stay on the line. Keep us posted what you're seeing, okay?
If we have people also driving up and down 127 right now in Mercer County, I don't want you to be driving any closer to Coldwater or Salina as that violent tornado has the opportunity to pass right over that road within the next few minutes as well. And a car is about the least safe place you can be during a tornado So certainly, if you know anybody that's going to be driving up and down 127 in Mercer County, call them up, let them know there's a tornado warning up there. And we are simulcasting right now on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO radio. And if you can hear us on the radio and you're in Mercer County, again, pull off to the side of the road, get inside a gas station, a convenience store, something of structure up there so that you can stay safe due to this dangerous tornado. Nick, let's go back to correlation coefficient. Let's see if we can see any lofted debris yet. And there's still not strong evidence, but this is very far away from the radar site, meaning that this beam is quite high in the sky. So we just may not be able to see that quite yet.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. And Zach, here in just a second, I'm going to give you another number to call so that we can get you on there a little bit easier. And hopefully they'll be able to answer that for you. But Austin, turning things over to the Dayton velocity. Now, this may be right on 219. Coldwater is too close to call. That is way too close to call. You've got to be in that tornado safe place right now. And,
please get to a safe place, folks.
Yeah, most certainly. That definitely is on the ground. And Austin, what's interesting too, you mentioned that the Wilmington radar is a little too far away. Storm tops may not be high enough to see that rotation or debris just yet.
That's very true as well. Nick, let's give people some idea of how strong these winds are that we're tracking towards and away from the radar right now. Again, those red colors that you see indicate that motion away from the radar, the green towards the radar. And butted up next to each other, we have velocity detected by radar close to 90 miles per hour. And, of course, the tornado may be stronger than that. That's just what the radar beam is able to see. Here's our camera in Salina. You can tell the rain is really coming down. And it's the same thing there in Coldwater as well. So this rotation wrapped in rain, it's very difficult to see. So if you live off to the east of Coldwater right now and you're still just getting to your safe space, don't go outside to look for this thing. This is dangerous. We have a storm spotter in the area that has reported this as a wedge tornado, and I don't think he would use that term lightly. So this is definitely a very dangerous situation right now, moving on into Coldwater.
Yeah, and also we did just get a severe thunderstorm warning now for Randolph County. We've been watching that. We'll see that pop up on screen here in just a couple of minutes. And we'll kind of see what happens with that. But that Dayton velocity on that looks continue to look even stronger now coming into Coldwater.
Yep, Nick, let's broaden out a little bit. Let's get an updated estimated time of arrival as this continues to move off to the east at 35 miles per hour. So Coldwater, this is on top of you right now. It may be loud, it may be scary. Get to your safe space. Stay there until that storm is passed. This is going to pass just south of Salina. So again, if you have friends or family along Grand Lake St. Mary's, call them up, let them know they've got a very dangerous storm in the vicinity. And if you can hear me around that area, you need to be in your tornado safe space right now. It's going to be passing south of Salina by 8:15 this evening. Chicksaw's down here. It may pass just north of Chickasaw by 8:21 p.m. We have a new tornado warning
for Darke County. And so real quick, folks, just to kind of clarify something here. The Weather Service in Indianapolis elected to go with a severe thunderstorm warning for Randolph County. The Weather Service in Wilmington now going with a tornado warning for Darke County. So something a little bit different here in Austin. These two offices not necessarily seeing the same thing. But obviously, if you're in Randolph County, I would treat that as a tornado warning right now.
Yeah, for sure. So, Nick, let's touch in on this storm real quick. So is the motion still the same, east 35 miles per hour?
It looks to be the same to me from what I'm seeing.
So Union City, Ansonia, Greenville, eventually towards Gettysburg and Versailles, even though you're outside of the tornado warning, you need to be in your tornado safe space right now. We've been concerned about that shape of that storm for quite a while, and now our Weather Service office thinking it's enough for a tornado warning. So again, tornado safe space for you there in Greenville, of course, Union City, Ansonia, Gettysburg. This is going to be moving into those locations within the next 15 to 20 minutes or so as it continues off to the east here at about 35 miles per hour. Now, bouncing back up to Mercer County, we have a confirmed tornado on the ground. We have a storm spotter up there. Zach, what are you seeing, and where are you exactly located? Do we have Zach?
Yeah. Hey, Zach, where are you at right now? What are you seeing? We still see a very clear indication on the north side of Coldwater that there's probably a tornado on the ground. What are you seeing?
I'm just on the south side of Coldwater. I'm about to head a little bit north, but it's hard to tell if it's still on the ground. There's still very, very, very rapid rotation. I would say it's still there, but I can't see anything at the moment. But I'm going to try to get a better look. But I've got law enforcement coming south out of Coldwater right now.
Yeah, we can hear that back there. So, folks, with that kind of, when you hear law enforcement, they may have something to report in terms of damage or something along those lines. So that right there should really kind of be an additional key for you. you've got to get to that tornado safe place. There's probably damage going on right now with this tornado that is on the ground. Again, Zach previously reported this as a wedge tornado in Austin. We don't usually see that type of activity here in the Buckeye State very often.
No, we don't, but we did know that going into this evening that there was going to be the ingredients for some long track tornadoes with this, and we may be seeing that up there right now. Special attention now, north of Coldwater, right along US 127 here. If you know anybody that's about to be driving in the direction of Salina from the south, or just coming out of south of Salina, tell them you cannot drive in this area right now because we have that dangerous tornado potentially still on the ground. Anybody along the southern shore of Grand Lake St. Mary's, it looks like this rotation is heading in your immediate area. So basement if you have one, if not interior most room. And just wait until the storm has passed. You can take your phone with you to your tornado safe space. We are live streaming right now so we can keep you ahead of that storm. And hey, Josh, in the booth, do we have Kayla up in Mercer County yet, or is she still on the way? Okay, so we have. All right, so we've got Storm Tracker heading up that way right now so that we can show you some more pictures from inside the storm. Let's go back down here now to, there we are, so there's Storm Tracker. Josh, where is this exactly at?
You can see the lightning there.
For
yeah,
sure.
You can definitely see that. Real quick, too, just to pass along, those of you in Union County, the tornado warning here continues, and I will note that the Weather Service has put a confirmed tornado on that storm that is heading towards Union County. So this is an early heads up to you. You've got they've drawn a pretty large polygon here to give you that heads up right now. You've got a little bit of time. You need to make sure that if you've not finalized those tornado safety precautions, make sure you do those immediately and get ready because it is approaching your area here pretty soon. I'll get a quick track on this for you that will bounce back up to the north. That's moving off towards the east there at 35 in Austin. That'll be coming to the state line there at Oxford about 8:45, so in less than about a half hour or so from now.
You can see, folks, Storm Tracker, lightning way off in the distance there. You can see it as they go ahead and turn right here. Yeah, Josh, if you could help out our Mets and let them know which direction they're heading, what road to help give them better perspective as they're helping folks here tonight.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, let's, while we're trying to figure that out, let's go back up to Darke County here. So again, tornado warning for you in Darke County. Certainly the hook look on this storm as well, as it's just now coming across the state line. We're still trying to get better looks at it on radar velocity, but enough for us to know right now this is a dangerous storm. Nick has drawn on where it's the most likely location of that tornado as it's just now about to cross out of Indiana. And you can see Greenville right now, you need to be in your tornado safe space. Dangerous thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is moving towards you. And let's give a heads up for this as well. For sales, if you have a car outside right now, that hail core south of Union City is tracking in your direction. So you need to move your car into a garage or a carport if you can. And Sonia, you're already in the tornado warning. I want you in your tornado safe space. But outside those warnings, you have an opportunity to protect your car a little bit due to that hail potential.
Yeah, and real quick, too, speaking of hail, the Weather Service is now adding $half size hail for Darke County. Folks, that is enough to damage windshields. That's enough to crack windshields, bring some small branches down even, and do some significant damage. So you have got to be in that tornado safe place now. And again, even if the circulation passes north or south of you, that hail threat is still going to be with you, and it still potentially could be significant. So you've got to be taking this seriously.
And Nick, if you can drag this over just a little bit so I can read them all. Greenville looks like it's going to be getting into your area by 8:29. Of course, in between Greenville and the state line, sooner than that. So go ahead and be in your tornado safe space there. Gettysburg by 8:43. A little bit further if it's able to track that way. It's a little outside the tornado warning at this point in time. And then eventually out towards places like Russia and Covington. Closer to 9 p.m. Luckily, these storms are not moving as fast as they could be, only about 35 miles per hour, but they're still dangerous storms. And right now, you can see that rotation is getting a lot stronger right now just south of Union City. And so this could be putting a tornado on the ground within any minute from now. James?
Yeah, Storm Tracker, guys, as you're seeing, the Storm Tracker is the lower right-hand corner for our viewers. You can see all the lightning. It looks as though it's in Darke County, near Greenville, headed on 127 north. And I know, Austin, you were talking about, 127 outside of Coldwater. So, again, they're a little bit south of that tornado warning that you were referencing up north.
And, hey, Storm Tracker, folks, is Jared driving that? Okay, we Okay. Well, they need to be careful and not drive in the direct path of that as well. It did look like it was raining on them, so they may be up in north of Greenville, or are they still south of Greenville?
Correct. They're going to be north.
So certainly listen to us as we're continuing to track this as well so that you guys stay safe out there in Storm Tracker. Back up to Mercer County. This is where we've had the confirmed tornado on the ground. We have not yet had this warning extended into Auglaize and Shelby counties, but I still want you to be thinking about where you would go once that warning does get extended. The rotation looks a bit broader, but Nick, it looks like 2 areas of circulation on that last scan here. Some interesting structure.
And I'm also turning the camera right now as far as it'll go there. Okay, so this is looking toward the lake. I know you cannot see a single thing on that sky cam right now. So folks, again, this is a rain wrap situation, and this is a very clear definition. You're looking just to Austin's right there. That is the Salina sky cam. You notice the visibility? You can't make anything out there. So please do not go outside to try to see anything. New tornado warning now for Mercer and Auglaize County. Confirmed tornado on the ground, and or I'm sorry, looks like this is okay. Damaging tornado. Zach, I know you're still with us. I hope. What are you seeing right now as the Weather Service has extended this tornado warning, and where are you at?
Had to turn around a little bit. There's an accident on 127 just south of Coldwater, so they actually have 127 right there shut down. So I'm had to go back west a little bit and drop south, and I'm going back east now to try to catch back up with it.
All right, for sure. Thanks, Zach. Stay safe out there. So let's broaden out the view now. Brand new tornado warning. It's flashing purple because we have that confirmed tornado on the ground. This includes you there in Salina and Mercer County, but it now includes our friends there in Auglaize County, south of Spencerville, off to the west of La Picaneta. You are certainly in that tornado warning. Nick, if we can zoom on in and give folks a little more idea of where this is heading.
I can, and I also want to mention that this is picking up speed now. Weather Service has it moving at 45 instead of 35.
All right, good to know there. Thanks, Nick. Knoxville, New Knoxville. It's going to be in your neighborhood by 8:29 p.m., eventually out towards Moulton there as I was covering it up by 8:30. Buckland by 8:34, and then Wapakoneta, which is just outside of the warning, by 8:37 p.m. So again, all of those locations I just named off, tornado safe space for you. If you're just now joining us here in, say, Dayton or Springfield, you are not under any warnings quite yet, but this is the severe weather threat we were telling you all day about. And now for the next few hours, it looks like we're going to be dealing with these dangerous tornadoes moving across the area. Anybody right now along Grand Lake St. Mary's, you're under the immediate threat for this tornado. And we have seen some of this wind shear now south of that initial circulation. So we've got to watch to make sure a second one doesn't spin up just off to the southeast of Coldwater there.
You know, I also want to mention we have lost now total visibility. I'm looking at that sky cam on another monitor, and I can tell you we cannot see a single thing. So that's definitely not a good sign.
Let's switch to Greenville. And also let's bring the radar down to Greenville and see what our friends down there in Darke County are dealing with. Again, a tornado warning down here. And let's point that camera. It's probably already in the right direction, pointing right at that storm. That is a lot of hail. That's what immediately jumps off to me right now. And then down here, a good ways south of Union City is where we do have that strong rotation capable of producing a tornado. So we're still dry there in the immediate Greenville area, looking right at the storm. I bet we'll see a lot of lightning on this if we leave that camera up for long enough. And Nick, how about the rotation on that one?
Yeah, let's take a look at that. So this is from the Dayton terminal giving us a lower level scan. Again, the greens are winds that are going toward the radar site, and reds are winds that are going away. And again, Austin, a decent sign of circulation here. I would venture to think that a tornado could be developing here based on that. That's a bit of a stronger look on that rotation. And Gabby, you got something for us?
Well, I'm just getting messages from people now on Facebook. They're starting to tell us they are hearing the sirens in Greenville, and exactly what you described, lots of lightning, lots of thunder.
And guys, Kayla is about a half hour south of Coldwater on 127. So that gives you a better perspective. I'm letting you know right now that as Zach just mentioned, that there's a crash there that's got 127 closed. So again, stick with us. You know, we don't know what caused that crash. But again, folks just joining us, we are dealing with how many tornado warnings, gentlemen? We have at least 3?
Yeah, we got 3 on the board right now, one of which is confirmed. And you know, we spoke about this environment potentially coming to realization today, Austin. It's definitely happening right now. Yeah,
it definitely has. So back into the Darke County storm real quick. And, of course, this is obviously challenging. We're dipping between multiple tornado warnings here. That rotation, although it wasn't the tightest rotation, well, now it is. That looks a little more concerning for me, Nick.
Yeah,
this is coming right at us there, probably right in between Greenville and Ansonia. Nick, let's back it up a few scans and get exactly where this is heading, if we could.
Yep, sure can. I also want to mention that correlation coefficient definitely indicating some hail in that particular thing. And this looks this looks kind of been bouncing back and forth, moving northeast, kind of southeast, due east at times. So
Yeah.
some erratic motions, which is why those polygons are drawn the way
Yep.
they are, to kind of give everybody a heads up. So even in Union City, you're pretty close, but I would still be in your tornado safe place, and definitely in Sonia and Greenville here as well. There's a look at, we'll go back over to the how hard it's raining mode, the reflectivity mode.
Yeah.
For you.
So right now, if you are in Ansonia and if you are just north of the immediate Greenville area, it is already pouring at your house. There's probably a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning in this region and the potential for some large hail. So already because of that and any strong winds that may be paired up with it, you need to be in your tornado safe space. But we have that rotation back here, right, still close to the state line that could tighten up and produce a tornado as it's tracking towards Greenville and Ansonia, and of course State Route 127 there, or US 127 rather, in Darke County. So everybody within that red flashing polygon in Darke County, and I would even say just outside of that, up towards Versailles and north of Gettysburg, tornado safe space for you right now. You can see our Greenville sky camera off in the distance there, and still not seeing any rain immediately. And we're not seeing any wind there in Greenville right now either, so kind of eerie, that calm before the storm feeling. But that is a very dangerous thunderstorm that is going to be moving right over or just north of Greenville within the next 15 or so minutes.
I would venture to say that's another rain wrap situation there too, Austin, so maybe kind of hard to kind of get a really good look on that, because when you look at the reflectivity and then you mirror that over to velocity, which now looks even stronger, that's definitely going to be rain wrap. So folks are not going to be able to see this. I know the commonplace maybe you want to go outside and take a look at it. Not tonight, guys. This is a situation to stay indoors, let the storm pass, and then you can take a look at what has happened.
Nick, let's zoom on in here and get some of these roads in the immediate path of the storm here. So it looks like it's right on top of Wagner Road right now and getting into Knoll Road. That is, let's scroll on off towards the east here. Hunter Road, I see you. State Route 571. And then everybody right in the immediate Greenville area, you've got that dangerous circulation capable of producing a tornado. Friends there in Wakefield, you need to be in your tornado safe space right now. And then eventually this is going to be moving further off towards the east, getting towards Versailles after that. State Route 571 there, running right through Greenville, especially on the northwest side. That is going to be on your doorstep within the next few minutes. And Nick, we're starting to really see those colors get brighter, indicating that stronger motion in the storm and closer together. What Nick has put on here is our debris tracker, and this is likely indicative of hail. This is probably not lofted debris. Now, if we see a bullseye of blues or greens or yellow show up in quick fashion over a small area, that's going to indicate lofted debris. So fortunately, we have not seen that yet on this storm. Let's go back up to Mercer County and see what's happening up there. Of course, we had a tornado warning now also extending into Auglaize County.
Hey,
this
Austin,
is
real quick,
yeah.
I want to switch over to, now this is something that we need to kind of keep an eye on here for Wayne County. This is from the Indianapolis radar here, and this is
that's concerning as well.
Correlation coefficient.
So is there radar co-located or velocity co-located with that?
Let's take a look at that. Yeah, kind of. I would definitely venture to say it's pretty close in terms of that correlation coefficient drop there. Now, velocity not necessarily telling, but again, we're looking pretty high up on the radar on both sides. So those of you in Wayne County, there's not a tornado warning, but we are seeing some indications. I'll go back to that correlation coefficient, and I'll circle that so Austin can point it out for you. That's definitely co-located. So those of you in Cambridge City along US 40, we may see a tornado warning coming out for downtown Richmond here very, very shortly.
So this is exactly what I was just trying to describe. Those bullseyes that show up on this mode of the radar let us know that we have lofted debris, let us know we have a tornado on the ground doing damage. And so that signature is what we would look for. So let's go ahead and treat this like a tornado warning there through parts of Wayne County moving towards Richmond. And our friends there at the National Weather Service will let us know if that is confirmed as far as what we're seeing right now. This is going to be getting into Centerville there. Of course, not Centerville in Montgomery County, but in Wayne County by 8:27, Spring Grove by 8:35, then Richmond by 8:35, New Paris by 8:42, and then El Dorado by 8:52 if it was able to hold together for that particular storm. Let's broaden out the view. I know, friends, we've got a lot going on right now. We have multiple tornado warnings in effect going from south to north. We have Union County just clipped by a tornado warning at this point in time. We have a dangerous storm capable of producing a tornado here in Darke County. And then into Mercer and Auglaize counties. This is the one that we have had confirmed on the ground. Our storm spotter described it as a wedge tornado at one point, and we don't use those terms lightly. So certainly a dangerous situation up here. So this tornado warning is still flashing pink. It is still confirmed on the ground as that storm is getting ready to move into Auglaize County.
Yeah, and hey, Zach, are you still with us? If so, I know you had to get turned around there. This is crossing the lake right now, and I still can't see anything on our Salina Skycam. But are you still on this, and what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, so that portion of the circulation there near Salina has kind of gotten away from me. I'm southeast of Montezuma currently, and I do have more rapid rotation currently just to my north.
Okay, that's good to know. I appreciate that.
Oh,
Austin, you see that?
what is
See
that? Let's take that. Let's
Yeah.
take that full and put it on the. Oh, where was that from? So that's from a viewer. So this is in Coldwater. You can see that rope-like feature right in the middle of that video. And so that certainly, that could have been the tornado right here at some point in its life cycle. Look at that faint line right in the middle right there. Looks like a funnel or a rope-looking tornado at that point in the tornado's life cycle. So obviously that doesn't look super threatening from this point. You don't see the trees going crazy, but you can see the clouds rotating aloft and that little thin rope-like tornado that could happen sometimes as the circulation's in their life cycle before the storm regenerates right there. So thank you for sending that in. So here's what we're talking about. You can see that
Look at it stretch
right
up
there.
even. Is it stretched up even further a little bit, Austin?
Can't really tell based on my screen, James, but perhaps right there. So again, we appreciate you sending our videos in. We'll try to get this video turned around as quickly as possible, but make sure you're in a safe space when you're taking those pictures and videos, not right in the immediate path of that storm. Let's check in on this on velocity, Nick. It's looking a little more sloppy on reflectivity.
It is. And something, too, real quick, back in the booth, Josh. Got a text here from Matt Bruning at ODOT, says that 75 and 33 in Wapakoneta is pointed west to give us a vantage point of the storm approaching the Wapakoneta area. So something you guys can kind of keep an eye on in the back.
Yeah. So we were tracking a little while ago. It looked like two different circulations. This may have been that southern one. I'm not 100% sure, but it's riding the southern portion of this tornado warning here. So heads up from this circulation getting into New Knoxville here in short order, and then eventually tracking towards Moulton and Wapakoneta there in Auglaize County. Still indication here of circulation capable of producing a tornado. And this is a storm that has already produced a tornado back there in Auglaize County.
We're going to have a new tornado warning. Auglaize, Logan, Mercer, and Shelby County. This is going to be for that southern circulation you just pointed out, Austin. So we'll see that polygon pop up here any second. This is going to go until 9 o'clock. This is for radar indicated rotation. So as it stands right now, this is not on the ground. Also a new tornado warning. Fayette, Union, Wayne, and Preble counties until 9 p.m. We were just looking at that as well. So we have multiple tornado warnings that were just newly issued, so definitely want to get you up to speed on those. And Austin, there's that new tornado warning, not surprisingly not from Richmond, but
so that's not that one. Okay,
correct.
So let's reset and get everything straight because we have a lot of different warnings ongoing right now. So this is the brand new tornado warning that Nick just mentioned, and so that's going to go until 9 p.m. for Union County, far southern Wayne County, and now Preble County. Because these storms are going to have the tendency to last a while tonight, even if you're out there in Eaton and Camden, I want you thinking of where you're going to go in the event of a tornado. Nick, briefly, let's check in on the storm here there near Richmond.
Right there. Yep. Well,
Okay.
there's the one near Richmond. But, not seeing much of an indication. I was just looking at it off screen. But something else just kind of caught my eye. We're seeing, again, it's a little ways away from the radar site, but seeing some increasing signs of rotation there coming towards Liberty. So if you're there near Liberty, Brownsville, need to be in that safe place. That's going to be near US 27 and State Route 44 there in Union County, Indiana. Certainly need to be in a safe place there. So that's a look at the reflectivity. Debris not showing anything at the present moment. It looks like there may have been another tornado warning just issued now for Fayette, Franklin, and Union County. So that may now be the rest of Union County, the far southern fringe, that is. That also is going to go until 9 p.m. So that now gives us 5 active tornado warnings, and there's that new one right there. So it's actually going to be... that's kind of a mess of a situation there from a polygon perspective. But I'll circle the storms. This is the one here for Liberty. This is the one that may slide just south of Liberty, and that may stay just out of our viewing area, but just kind of giving you an idea of where those storms are and what polygons are for which particular storm.
All right. So that's the southwestern portion of our viewing area. Now let's go up into Darke County. Still a dangerous thunderstorm here with a tornado warning on it. Soon the Weather Service is going to have to make a decision on what to do here. So let's check out velocity and see what this is looking like. certainly strong evidence of a tornado. So at any moment, we would expect this tornado warning to be expanded off to the east to include you there in Versailles, Russia, and Gettysburg. North of Greenville right now, strong evidence of a tornado. Nick, let's check CC.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Not
Guys,
seeing anything there. Yeah, go ahead, James.
Just so you know, so storm tracker there, lower right, they're on 127. They are getting closer and closer to Greenville. So we need to let them know where. So again, they're south of Greenville right now. If we need to tell them to hit the brakes, and we need to do that, gentlemen.
All right, so if they're south of Greenville, are they on 127, James?
Yes.
All right, so let's check that rotation. It's going to be just north of Greenville. If they get to Greenville, I say they do not need to go through it.
Okay, I'm going to tell them right now.
So once they get there, yeah, they
Wait a
need
minute,
to.
they're north of Greenville now, guys? I need clarification. They're north of Greenville now.
We have a cross street by chance?
Josh, get us a cross street, please.
Yeah, because if they're in between Children's Home, Bradford Road, and say near State Route 121, they need to find a way to take some shelter. That's going to cross right over them.
Yeah, they don't need to be out there because, as you can see, there's a lot of water on the cameras. They cannot see this coming at them. So they, along with anybody else driving right here north of Greenville, need to go ahead and find themselves a gas
127
station.
guys and 119. 127 and 119 is where.
Okay. They might be a little bit further north of Greenville than we thought, potentially.
Okay.
Also, Zach, I just got your text message. You're saying this tornado is now back on the ground in Auglaize County. Is that correct? Zach, are you still with me?
Let's just go ahead and treat it like it is. So we were tracking that rotation that was, at the time, getting pretty close to New Knoxville there. Let's go back over to velocity and see if we can pick it out, knowing that we're going to be a good ways away from the radar. But you can see it, strong rotation on velocity right here, moving towards New Knoxville, moving towards Moulton. So tornado safe space for you. Again, basement, interior most room. If you have a bicycle helmet, put that on. If you have hard-soled shoes, put those on as you go to your tornado safe space. You can also grab a pillow, just anything to put over your head can add a little extra protection from this dangerous thunderstorm. So it looks like this is approaching State Highway 29 there, just north of Southland Road near New Knoxville. If you are in these locations and you can hear us, tornado safe space immediately. And if you're watching from an area that is not currently in a tornado warning, call up your friends in these locations. So right now we're talking about Auglaize County up here. This is approaching New Knoxville and Moulton, eventually out towards Wapakoneta. And we are now hearing reports that this tornado is back on the ground. Gabby?
Well, I'm just getting people in Greenville. They are telling me they've had hail. Now they're seeing the rain that you're seeing on our weather camera at this point. We also have reports of 2,000 people without power in Mercer and Darke County.
Yeah. And I also, to the hail point, Gabby, I noticed that greenish look to the sky there as they're driving through Darke County, north of Greenville. They're close to the area, from what I understand, where they're at, where there would be hail.
Like, can we take the Greenville sky cam full for
Look
a
at
second?
that.
This might be passing right over the camera right now. If we can take
Yeah,
that
it is
full real
shaking
quick,
like
please.
crazy.
Just real quick, and also while you're monitoring that Greenville camera, I know Zach is in some spotty service, but this tornado in Auglaize County is on the ground and is producing large debris. He says he does see
think,
large debris.
look at, there's debris. I believe that's debris flying in the air on our Greenville sky camera right in front of us, guys.
Yes, yep, that sure is. So this is passing right over the Greenville sky camera right now. If we can take that full by itself, that would be great, so we can kind of maybe analyze what we're seeing there.
That is
We're
debris for sure.
going to lose it at any moment here, probably with power outages, guys. But so if you live just off to the east of Greenville, northeast of Greenville, tornado safe space for you, as this is tearing right past our camera right now.
But
look at that.
again,
You can see that debris just flying.
You're watching that utility pole right there, right in the middle of the screen. But again, look at how quickly it is. You can now see, or at least you could there for a moment or two, off in the distance a little better.
Right? Yeah, it's very tough to see. We have some visibility. Look, there's more debris now coming from a different direction. So obviously the changing of the wind.
And you see
real
those people
quick,
on the
there is
road.
somebody, I was just going to point that out, Gabby. You should not be driving. There should be nobody out driving. Obviously, I know some cases are hard to avoid, but folks, this is the reason why we do not want you on the roads. And that power pole looks to be leaning at least a little bit.
Great catch seeing that right away, Nick. We'll stick with this for one more second, then we'll get back to radar and warn folks, and then we'll need to turn this around to see if we can see that,
turn it around. I've
that
also
debris.
got ODOT is watching that 75 and 33 camera pointing to the southwest for us. Maybe let's go back to triple box. There we go, if we can, to kind of showcase the radar and what we're seeing there. And we'll kind of see what's going on. So again, the Darke County storm there, still showing some pretty good signs of rotation. And there's the radar now. And again, well, obviously we're seeing some signs of a possible tornado. They're coming through the Greenville camera too. And look at that.
Yeah. So we
we're
probably
gonna see a
just
new
saw.
warning here too,
Yeah, we probably just saw that tornado skirt right across the north side of Greenville there. So if you are safe in Greenville and you made it through okay, let us know what just happened there. Because based on the camera, it certainly looked like we had a tornado pass very, very near to our sky camera here. You are not in a tornado warning quite yet, just outside this polygon closer to Ansonia, but you need to be in your tornado safe space right now. That's a very concerning signature that just passed over Wagner Avenue there in Greenville. And Nick, let's go to our debris tracker now.
Yeah,
and see if we were able to.
The Greenville camera is a little spotty right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, it looks like we are back on the air. We may have briefly lost you guys on air, but we are back. Just wanted to confirm that with you. But again, we're tracking a tornado warning here for Darke County. Apologize for what may have happened there in the background, but we're watching the storm coming through Greenville right now. I would expect a new tornado warning any minute now for Versailles and Gettysburg, maybe even coming into portions of areas south of Fort Loramie and coming there into Covington there in northwestern portions of Miami County. And again, Zach, are you back yet, or can you hear me or no?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you now. So I know you said you have a tornado on the ground in Auglaize County. Any updates on that and where you are right now?
It is still on the ground. It is doing considerable damage. Lots of what looks like roofs and parts of houses in the air. I'm on Clover 4 Road coming up to 66.
Okay. Thanks for that, Zach. So as Zach was just saying here, doing considerable damage to homes. This is up there in Auglaize County. So, Nick, let's go back over to velocity and see exactly what we're looking at here. So there's that rotation. And is this the most updated scan? It seems like it's been in that region for a good few minutes now.
Go to the Dayton velocity. I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Also, those of you in the back, Josh, Matt Bruning has changed the 75 and 33 camera to the southwest to see if we can see anything tornado-wise with this storm, just as a heads up to you.
All right.
New tornado warning for Darke, Miami, and Shelby as well.
All right. So let's broaden out the view. We now have a sizable portion of our viewing area now under tornado warnings here. So this one that we're tracking there in Auglaize County does include, I think, the northern part of Shelby County there.
Yep.
It does include a portion of Logan County as well. Now, this was the tornado warning in Darke County that we expected to be expanded eastward, and it now has. So let's get the latest on that. We just saw this pass right over our Greenville sky camera. Very, very concerning signature right now, about to pass in between Gettysburg and Versailles. And this is tracking off to southern portions of Shelby County, northern portions of Miami County. Stall Road, this is right on top of you right now. This is moving out towards, looks like Homer Road and then eventually Boyer Road as it continues to move off to the east. This is north State Route 36. If you know anybody north of Gettysburg right now, call them up. Let them know there's a tornado likely on the ground moving in their direction. They need to be in their tornado shelter immediately. State Route 185, south of Versailles. You have this tornado tracking right towards you, and then eventually just south of Russia as well. So we have multiple tornado warnings in effect, and it does look like this one, certainly a concerning signature on radar that's going to be tracking off here to the east at about 45 miles per hour. So Russia by 8:48 p.m. is when you can expect this tornado. Covington and Bradford around 8:50 p.m. this evening. Piqua, if it's able to hold together and reach you by 8:58, and then eventually out towards Lockington by 8:59, and some more locations further on down the line after that.
Yeah, I'm having some trouble trying to move our Greenville sky camera, or our weather camera there, so I'll try to get that moved, but we'll go to Piqua here shortly to kind of get a perspective there on what's happening there. Not to be forgotten about, down to the south here, we still have a tornado warning for southeastern Wayne County, all of Union County, basically, and extreme western portions of Preble County. Let's dive you into here real quick. Coming right into Liberty now. This is a radar-indicated rotation. No confirmed tornado on this one, Austin, but we're seeing at least signs of broad rotation. But again, we're looking quite a ways above the radar beam there. Yeah, we sure are. And I know that nights like this are challenging when we have just so many tornado warnings in effect. So as soon as you get that push notification on your phone or you hear that wireless emergency alert, get in your tornado safe space immediately. And we're going to do our best to bounce between each one of these tornado warnings to keep you ahead of the storm. But, I mean, just know we have numerous circulations and you can't cover them all at once. So once you get that alert, you don't have to wait for me to tell you. Get to your tornado safe space immediately.
You know, guys, real quick, we have Storm Tracker there. Again, that's the lower right-hand image that you're seeing live. Kayla and her photographer, Jared, on 127. We've turned them around to get back to Greenville based on what our Greenville weather camera showed. So she's about a half hour out. Hang with us. Again, a much different view there, gentlemen, in the upper right-hand corner of Greenville from what we just saw 5 minutes ago. We could barely see that utility pole right in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, it was wild to see not only the camera shaking so violently from whatever was going on there, but also the debris. And we're about to be able to get a better vantage point to see if there was any damage with this.
You able to go at all left on that, Nick?
That should be looking right at the camera. Gabby, you got something?
Well, I'm just, I've been communicating with somebody from Greenville, and she said that the scanner that she's listening to is saying that there's trees down all over the place, which would be a lot of the debris we were
Makes
likely
sense.
seeing.
And Austin, I think it's a power flash just saw there next to that Ford logo there possibly. Maybe
Yeah.
just seen one. So.
Might be as you change the rotation, because now you're probably looking on the backside of the storm right there.
So I'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep it right there. That's looking right into
Yeah,
the
that's
storm
definitely
there.
power flashes, Nick. So evidence right now that this tornado is still on the ground here. So what you're looking at from Greenville is towards the storm, which is now northeast of Greenville. Let's zoom back in here into Darke County there. New tornado warning, of course, for you there in Darke, Shelby, and Miami counties. It's already raining for you there just south of Versailles. So it's going to be tough for you to see this one. Don't wait to do that. And just go ahead and be in your tornado safe space anywhere within this red flashing polygon, including you there in Versailles, Covington, Piqua, eventually out towards Fletcher. But right about here, Nick, and look, even the little bounded weak echo there that we may be seeing, if that's right where the velocity is. It is.
Not necessarily. It's pretty much co-located there. Also, Parker Tester from WHIO Radio just letting us know, too, that there are multiple trees down and wind damage in Greenville. No surprise. I did just inform the Weather Service of what we just saw on our Greenville camera there, so they may make this a purple polygon here very shortly. And we look at correlation coefficient, not seeing any signs of lofted debris here, but again, we're kind of looking a little high, a little up in the atmosphere. But Austin, there's the terminal radar.
Yeah.
That one even continues shows that that evidence very clearly.
So pretty much any mode of the radar that we're able to look at with velocity is showing a concerning signature. If you have friends or family or you yourself are right along the Stillwater River out this way, basement for you, this is coming right towards you. North of Gettysburg, south of Versailles right now. If you know anybody there that is driving, call them up, tell them that they have a tornado-producing storm and that they need to be in a gas station or a convenience store, something that is sturdy, not their vehicle right now, as we do think we have a tornado on the ground here. And it looks like this is going to pass just south of Russia. So if you live in the Russia area, tornado safe space for you. I believe this is Bradford right here. Yep,
Yeah,
there we go.
We just saw, and I know, Austin, you were looking at that. We just saw a major power flash on that Greenville camera. So we continue to see some very strong evidence of a tornado on the ground. Folks, I know this is not purple flashing polygon, but we're seeing the evidence in that right there, Austin. Again, just folks have got to get to that tornado safe place right now.
Help us out again, gentlemen. Where is that Greenville camera pointed toward, Austin? Help us out on the radar.
So
there.
here's Greenville.
Yep.
Our camera's over here on Wagner, and it's pointed towards
right
the
there.
backside of the storm right here. And, I mean, honestly, the fact that we're able to see the power flashes from that far away is quite concerning there. But here's the rotation now. Yes, James?
I was going to say, and then again, the storm tracker there in the lower right, coming south on 127. If you can give folks a better perspective of where 127 is.
So our storm tracker folks now, they're safe. They're not in the path of this storm anymore. So they're going to be coming in behind it on 127 down into Greenville. And they're going to take a look at, we have at least reports of numerous trees down in Greenville. And we definitely saw some debris flying past our camera there right on Wagner.
Because again, as we're looking at Storm Tracker, the storm in which in what Austin and Nick are talking about is going to be screen left. So again, just for purposes of our crew safety, that's what we're looking.
Yeah, so here they are coming down 127. That storm is moving away from them. That rain there in Greenville is not severe. So we're about to, I mean, Greenville has the all clear now. The worst of the storm is now past your location. The circulation that could be producing a tornado still on the ground here is in between Versailles and Gettysburg. So again, Covington, right along the Stillwater there, eventually getting into Piqua right now over the next few minutes or so. That's where this dangerous thunderstorm is, moving off towards the northeast here. We haven't checked in lately in there in Auglaize County. Let's go back up to Auglaize County. We have a lot of polygons going on here, Nick. I think we're waiting for some of these to drop off.
Yeah, so the one there for Salina, you are in the clear. You can come out of your shelter.
Yeah.
That warning expires at 8:45. Same thing if you are north and west of Moulton. That
Right.
polygon, that purple one, expires there at 8:45. That red one there also expires at 8:45. But we continue to monitor the storm coming into Wapakoneta now. Zach, if you can still hear me and you're still with us, what are you seeing on this storm right now as you can give us a good vantage point?
I'm in New Knoxville right now, coming through the center of town, heading east on 219. I haven't been able to see anything on the ground. There's still very rapid rotation, though. It might just be in front of me. I do have a law enforcement coming behind me now, but heading east out of New Knoxville. So I can't tell if it's on the ground, but there's still definitely rapid rotation.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
We can definitely see that. And Nick, honestly, it looks like two different areas that may have some circulation. But that's definitely the more concerning one. So right there at New Knoxville, it's going to be tracking off towards the east, just north of Botkins, and then eventually towards I-75 there in Auglaize County.
I don't know, gentlemen, if maybe we pull up that Piqua cam, 36 and 75,
We'll work on that
as it
here in just a
continues to head further east.
And then right now
Just ask
there
Dr. Fay to do that, yeah.
And then right now there in Auglaize County, we've seen this storm riding along 219 for a while now. So if you're along 219, tornado safe space for you.
I mean,
That
look at,
Piqua camera.
Geez,
So look at this, guys. So this,
look at the difference in dark.
look at how bright it is at Storm Tracker and how dark it is there in Piqua. So this is definitely a scary situation there in Piqua. Nick, can we turn that camera a little bit more to the east? It's going to be coming right at another one of our sky cameras here.
Yep.
Things that I'm noticing, the near continuous flashes of lightning off there in the distance.
Sure did. And Gabby just showed me a picture of a tornado on the ground. That was in Auglaize County, correct, Gabby?
Yeah, the person that sent this to me, Rob, said it was 66 in Auglaize, 4 and 66 in Auglaize County, near Clover, 4 and 66 in Auglaize County.
I think we.
And there's your, so Austin, some interesting, you'll see the camera move here.
Yeah.
Right there in the dead center of your screen, you kind of have that rain-free base to an extent. Then you've got that heavier rain and hail off to your far right there, and then kind of in the left center. Let me zoom in. I wonder if that, nope, okay, that was just a raindrop, but that would be the spot. If we're going to see a tornado on the ground now, that is on the center of your screen. What you're seeing on the right-hand side, that's all the heavy rain and hail on the northern side of that supercell thunderstorm coming out of Darke County right now. But we'll watch the dead center of that screen, and even though we're not necessarily pointing at the most continuous lightning, Austin, we can still see that. It's very vibrant, obviously. We're not even looking at where most of that lightning may be occurring.
Point to what he's talking about, Austin. Where do we need to focus?
So what he's talking about is right here, dead center of the screen. So the rotation that we can see on radar is in this part of the thunderstorm. All the lightning and all the heavy rain is on the north side of that supercell. So Nick, let's go back. Let's double box this again. We'll go back over to radar here.